Specific heat capacity. In physics, specific heat capacity is a very frequently used term. Let us understand the meaning of this. Capacity means the ability to absorb or hold. Heat means warmth and the specific inherent property of material in a specific condition. Let us do some experiments to understand this. Take two beakers of same size. Take 50 ml, that is 50 gram of water in one, and 100 ml, that is 100 gram water in the other beaker. Measure the temperature of both with the help of a thermometer. This should be same. Now start heating both the beakers with two spirit lamps or burners. Measure the temperatures of water in both beakers after 2 minutes. You will be able to see that temperature in the beaker with more quantity of water is less than that in the beaker with the less quantity. This means if the mass of the matter is more, its capacity to hold the heat will be more. That is, heat absorbed is directly proportional to its mass. Now empty both the beakers and wash them with water. Take 100 ml or 100 gram in each beaker. With the help of a spirit lamp or burner, heat one beaker for 2 minutes and the other beaker for 3 minutes. You will see that the beaker heated for more time will show higher temperature as compared to the other beaker. This means heat absorbed is directly proportional to the time of heating. If we heat for more time, the temperature will be more. Let us do the third experiment. This is an important experiment. Take 100 ml or 100 gram of water in a beaker. In the other beaker, take 100 gram of edible oil, which is groundnut or curdy, etc. Using a weighing balance. The density of edible oil is less, so use weighing scale instead of volume measure. Measure the temperature of both liquids. It will be same. Now heat both beakers for 2 minutes. Measure their temperatures. Are they same? No, because ability of any substance to absorb heat is different and is known as the specific heat. Specific heat is different for each substance. Why do we use cooking vessels of specific metals? Food should cook similarly in any metal vessel, but it does not. Why? Because specific heat is different for each metal. Every material has different capacity to absorb and retain heat. Metals have less specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity of water is 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. Materials have such many specific physical properties such as specific gravity, specific latent heat, specific resistance, etc. Let's do one more experiment. Here we have taken 5 different metal strips: aluminium, zinc, iron, copper and lead. Put all the strips together in boiling water. Take a slab of wax. Now pick up the strips with a pair of tongs and put them on the wax slab. Observe how much wax melts with each strip. We observe that aluminium strip goes down maximum. Zinc moves a little less. Copper goes down a lot and iron moves less. This means copper and aluminium have maximum specific heats and other metals have lesser specific heats. So we use copper or aluminium vessels for cooking.
So dear students, I hope the concept of specific heat is very clear to all of you. Okay, those 2 videos must have helped you a lot to understand it better. Now we move on to the last concept of this lesson, that is the principle of heat exchange. Principle of heat exchange. So last part of the lesson. So let's see what is the principle of heat exchange. If heat is exchanged between a hot and a cold object, the temperature of the cold object goes on increasing due to the gain of that energy, and the temperature of the hot object goes on decreasing due to the loss of energy. Okay, so when a heat is exchanged between purely exchanged between the hot and the cold object, what will happen? The cold object will become hotter and the hot object will become colder and colder. In other words, the hot object temperature will go on decreasing and the cold object temperature will go on increasing. It's common sense. Okay, the change in the temperature continues till the temperatures of both the objects attain the same value. Very important. Okay, so the hot, let's say you have a hot object at, let's say, 80 degrees Celsius. The hot object is at 80 degrees Celsius and the cold object, let's say, is at 20 degrees Celsius. What is that? 20. So hot object is at 80 degrees Celsius. How hot? 80 degrees Celsius. And cold object is, let's say, is 20 degrees Celsius. So when the hot object will, the temperature become less and less, that will become 80, 70, 60, and the same time the cold object will start increasing, the temperature will start increasing. So from 20 to become 30, 40. So at one fine time, so that hot object will come to 50 degree and the cold object temperature will increase from 20 to 50 degree and the hot object temperature will decrease from 50 to 80 to 50. So both of them, when they reach 50, the what will happen? They will stop exchanging the heat. Okay, so the moment both of them reach 50, the object, hot object was at 80 degree, it drops slowly to 50. It gave all its that heat to the cold object. The cold object, he absorbed that heat, and from 20 he rose to 50. So both of them, once they reach the same temperature, the heat exchange will stop. In this process, the cold object gains the heat energy and the hot object loses the heat energy. If the system of both the objects is isolated from the environment, okay, that it is kept in such an environment that no heat can come inside the box and no heat can go outside the box, but it is completely isolated. You understand what I'm saying? Isolated matlab, nothing can go in, nothing can go out, no heat can come inside from the surroundings and no heat can go from inside to the surroundings. It is kept, if the two objects are kept inside a heat resistant box, okay, a totally thermally insulated box, then this is the principle of heat exchange. Heat energy lost by the object, so in a heat resistant box, in such an environment, isolated environment, where the heat energy lost by the hot object will be equal to the heat energy gained by the cold object. Because otherwise, if you keep it in an open environment, what will happen? Some heat will go from the hot object to the cold object and some heat will be given to the surroundings. So some heat is lost to the surroundings. But if you keep it in thermally insulated box or isolated environment, what will happen? All the heat from the hot object will go to the cold object. Nothing will be lost to the surroundings. Okay. So this is like an ideal kind of an environment where nothing is lost by the no heat is lost goes from inside to outside, from outside to inside. I hope this principle of heat exchange is clear to you. So this is what we call the principle of heat exchange. We call the principle of heat exchange. Clear, all of you? I hope this is clear to you. So we'll now see a few one or two videos to understand this better.
Measurement of specific heat, mixing method and calorimeter. The specific heat of an object can be measured using mixing method. For this, calorimeter Measurement of specific heat, mixing method, and calorimeter. The specific heat of an object can be measured using mixing method. For this, calorimeter is used. If a hot solid object is put in the water, in a calorimeter, heat exchange between the hot object and the water and calorimeter starts. This continues till the temperature of the solid object, water and the calorimeter become equal. Therefore, heat lost by solid object is equal to heat gained by water in calorimeter plus heat gained by the calorimeter. Here, heat lost by the solid object Q is equal to mass of the solid object into its specific heat into decrease in its temperature. Similarly, heat gained by the water Q1 is equal to mass of the water into its specific heat and increase in its temperature. Heat gained by the calorimeter Q2 is equal to mass of the calorimeter into its specific heat into increase in its temperature. Heat lost by hot object is equal to heat gained by calorimeter plus heat gained by water. Q is equal to Q2 plus Q1.
So I hope it is clear how the specific heat is measured using that formula we just saw in the video. Now we'll see the principle of heat exchange video on the concept clarifying the concept of principle of heat
exchange.
Let's begin.
If heat is exchanged between a hot and cold object, the temperature of the cold object goes on increasing due to gain of energy, and the temperature of the hot object goes on decreasing due to loss of energy. The change in temperature continues till the temperatures of both the objects attain the same value. In this process, the cold object gains heat energy and the hot object loses heat energy. If the system of both the objects is isolated from the environment by keeping it inside a heat-resistant box, meaning that the energy exchange takes place between the two objects only, then no energy can flow from inside the box or come into the box. In this situation, we get the following principle. Heat energy by the hot object is equal to heat energy gained by the cold object.